there, this is Tammy with Tammy's Stamping Therapy, and this is week 3 of the Magical Christmas collab that is put on by Danielle, who is Pink Zebra, the Unicorn Crafter. I had a project I was going to do for this, and just like last week, it didn't work the way I wanted, so I chose another project. It's partially designed and partially not. So what I'm going to show you is, Stampin' Up! Has these little cases. These are for wood mount stamps, small wood mount stamps, but you can buy the cases separately. And I thought it would be fun to use this little case to make a little gift box of cards to go with, instead of gift tags, gift cards. So what I've done is I've designed 2 different cards. The cards are each 3 inches by 4 inches. This is one of them. On the inside, it looks like this. And so my idea was to do 4 each of 2 different cards. Here is the second card. And this is the inside. And the products I used to make these are the Winter Woods stamp set. I used this tree on the inside of this card. And it has matching dies. I used this tree die. And for the other card, I used Dashing Deer. I haven't used Dashing Deer very much. I think it came out in the holiday catalog last year, and then it's been in the catalog all year. It's still in there. I love this deer, but I've never used him. This also has a matching die set, and so the only part of this that I have used for anything is this guy. I think you've seen me use him in a video, and let me show you what I originally made with him. I think I mentioned that I go to retreats once in a while that my friend Debbie puts on, and in going to those retreats I have helped her out with them quite a bit. One of the things I've done is to create a name, like a place card for each attendee, and this is the one that I made for the 2018 holiday retreat. Oops, get these guys out. It's kind of going to be kind of hard to show it to you because my camera's not the right way, but I bought these wooden discs at Hobby Lobby and I colored them with a sponge and an ink pad, a Stampin' Up! Ink pad. I die cut the tree using that same tree die set, and then the Dashing Deer has this deer in it and this deer. I did our names on the computer and then punched them out with this label punch. I did 2 different flying deer and then attached them both to a wooden dowel that also is sponged, and I cut the dowels, drilled a hole in each of my wooden discs, and then I stamped the season's greetings, and I put little red rhinestones on them. For each retreat I've gone to, I've had so much fun making the names. I think this is my favorite one that I've made so far. So I just wanted to show you something else I had done with the Dashing Deer stamp and die set. So for these cards, I've already made 3 of each of them, and I have 1 left to make of each one. Let me get out all of my pieces. This is the what's it called? This is 6x6 Designer Series paper that's in the current Stampin' Up! Holiday catalog. Hopefully it'll come to me before I'm done with this. I've lost my brain today. So the card is 3x4. This cherry cobbler piece is cut at 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. This piece of designer paper is cut at 2.5 wide by 1 3/4 tall. And then this piece is the same size. These papers are all from that pack. Wrapped in Plaid, that's the name of the paper. I knew it would come to me, or I hoped it would come to me. So That's that for the outside. The other thing I did with this is I love our satin ribbon that has the metallic edges. We have white with silver edges and cream with gold edges. I wanted gold, but my card is white. So I'm using my Cherry Cobbler Stamp and Blend marker. And I'm just going to color my ribbon. Just lay it on there. I'm using a very light touch. It doesn't take much. This is a really quick and easy way to color ribbon. I did find out that it's not a good idea to do it on this glass mat because these are alcohol markers and they will color on anything. And I had to actually get alcohol to clean off my mat after I got the Cherry Cobbler ink all over it. I'm going to put this ribbon on here, wrap it around, and I'll wrap this one around too, and I'm hoping I'm getting it straight. That's that. And then I attached this to the card. I like to pop things up, I like dimension. Anybody who knows me well knows that I like dimension. So this is going to be popped up. My ribbon came loose. Somehow I got some ink on my little deer there. Where's my card? This is going on here. And then I stamped the deer from the Dashing Deer. He's got this really pretty print on him. It's kind of a leafy print, and I like the way that he looks. I've already put dimensionals on the back of him. And I'll stick him on here. No, I won't stick him on there. Ah, almost forgot. I didn't like the contrast or the lack of contrast when I started to do that when I made my original cards, so I punched out this Cherry Cobbler cardstock with the story label punch and put this on here first, and this is giving a little bit of color behind it so the deer will stand out more. So I put him on there, and then somewhere here I stamped this little Happy Holidays from the Itty Bitty Christmas stamp set, also in the holiday catalog, the current holiday catalog. And I'm going to tuck this behind right there. So that's the front of my card. And then for the inside of my card, I am using Early Espresso ink and the word stamp from the Dashing Deer stamp set. Hopefully my head's not in the camera and this will be straight. I smeared it. Okay. Nice thing is there's two sides to every white piece of cardstock. There. Much better. And then I took this little deer. I always like to add something to a bottom corner on one side or the other and put him there. So there you have that. I'm going to add this to the inside of my card. Add this to the Cherry Cobbler layer and then add it to the inside of my card. Because I flipped it over the way it was cut out, I don't know if you can see this, but when you cut on the paper cutter, it kind of pushes the back edge down, and I don't like that. So I take my bone folder and smooth it so I have a smooth edge again. So there's always a smooth edge on the front, but not on the back when you're using a paper cutter that has a blade that isn't a rotary cutter. I don't think rotary cutters do that, but the other ones do. Put this right here. Okay, so that one is all done. I like things that are a little miniature, and I think these cards are really cute. For the other card, I've already stamped the inside. I used the trees from the winter woods to stamp this with shaded spruce. So I will add this to the inside of the card. And this is more paper from the Wrapped in Plaid designer paper, just different patterns. Thought this one was fun. It's little trees, little cherry cobbler trees. And I have already colored this ribbon with the shaded spruce dark Stampin' Blend marker. So it's nice that you get the gold, but you don't get the cream, because I really didn't want the cream. So that's that piece. More dimensionals. I use dimensionals on almost every project I make. I really like things to be 3D. There's an easier way to do that I should be doing and showing you how to do it. Maybe with the next ones I can show you that. And then I'm going to put this on here. So there's my card. Now I have this little white tree that I die cut. You can see it's got all these little three-dimensional parts. So the first thing I'm going to do is go along and bend each of them up a little bit. Because if they're laying flat, you can't really tell they're three-dimensional. Looks like I'm mangling the tree, but I'm really not. You'll see when I'm done. And the next thing I'm going to do is take our new Delicata Golden Glitz ink and a big sponge dauber, and I'm going to sponge parts of the tree. So first I want to do just these little edges. Unfortunately, these are currently out of stock, and I don't know if they're coming back. They were a big hit. They went on back order once, and I had to wait to get one, and then as soon as I got it, they went on back order again, and now they're not orderable, so I don't know if that means they won't be available later. I hope they go into the new catalog, because you can do a lot of fun things with metallic inks and with re-inkers that go with them. So you can see how that's added dimension to that tree and how the gold looks pretty cool. The next thing I will do is take mini dimensionals and put them on the back of the tree in strategic places so they won't show from the front. It's all white, so they might not show anyway, but let me show you how to get these backs off of here. Use this. This is my paper piercing tool. Wow, that is really cool. I just watched this in a video. Kelly Atchison showed it the other day. She's a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Wisconsin. And I hadn't tried it yet, but that is really cool. Works really nice. Much easier than the other way. I'll put this on here. And then I took this guy, Happy Holidays. It's stamped in Early Espresso, and then I sponged the edges with the gold. And I'm going to put just a little bit of glue on there. And I'm going to kind of tuck that under those two branches so this is centered. And now that card is done also. In order to make the envelopes, I'm going to use the envelope punch board. Unfortunately, Stampin' Up! No longer sells it, but I still have it. And my cards are 3x4. So I looked on here and it says for a 3x4 card, you need a 6x6 piece of paper, and you're going to punch and score at 2 5/8. So if you've never used an envelope punch board before, I want this side out. You go to the measurement that it asks for, punch it, and then put your bone folder in there, and then you only measure it that one time, and then you can see there is a score mark here. Then you're going to take that score mark and line it up with this little pointy piece here, punch and score, and do that on the other sides also. So I'm done with this. I'm going to take my paper and fold in 3 sides. I want adhesive right here so it'll hold this flap down. That there. Anytime you're using tear and tape, or not tear and tape, snail adhesive, if you burnish it, it's going to stick way better than if you don't burnish it. So that's the envelope for one of these cards. Very cute, huh? And my last thing that I'm going to do is take this box and decorate the outside. So I have cut 2 pieces of designer paper. The box by itself, when I open it, I could have done it with a 12-inch piece of paper, but this is 6x6 paper, so it's about 11.5, and I want the paper to go all the way around. This has a sleeve on the outside, if you can see that. So this paper is going to go inside that sleeve. I'm going to put my bottom piece in there first. I've already put it in there once, and I closed it, and that gave me a fold line, and that helped me to know where it was going to attach to the other piece. I had both of them in there. I got a fold line on each piece. You can see that. I put tear and tape on here. And I'm going to put this piece. This is going to be kind of tricky because I want this to line up just right. Put that there. I hope it's going to line up straight. This part I've never done before, so doing it on camera is kind of a scary thing. And I will burnish a little bit on there. There. It worked. So when you open it up, you see the deer that is on one of the cards. I don't think they're all going to fit. I made 8, but I think I can only fit 6. So I'm alternating them. That's 4, 5, 6. Let me see if this is going to close. Well, is that 6? 2, 3, 4, 5. That's only 5. That's 6. I'm going to put the other 2 in here and see what happens. Might close, it might not close. These cards are all 3-dimensional, so they're kind of fat. I don't want to hurt the cards. No. So I'm going to put 6. See if I can close it with 6. Because I haven't made one of these before, I'm making it with you guys, so I don't know how many cards will fit in it. That one locks down, and the 6 cards are in there, so that's pretty cool. I made another one of these trees to put on the outside. I feel like it's going to need more than that. What do I want to put on there besides the tree? I can take a piece of ribbon. I'll do a bow. That's long enough for a bow. I think I want cherry cobbler. So I'm going to color this. Funny thing about coloring this, and I'm pretty sure I said this on the other video where I colored my ribbon. Coloring it makes the ribbon stiff when it dries. And I'm not sure why. But that's okay. I can still tie a bow with it. It's not dry yet, so I'm going to have cherry cobbler fingers when I'm done tying this bow. Go up a little bit so my tails are more even. My mom taught me to tie bows when I was 18, and I'm really glad that I've never forgotten her technique because it helps me a lot. There's many ways to tie bows. Everybody seems to do them different. There, that's pretty. And then I'm going to take my ends and fold them. And that makes little flag ends when you fold them in half like that. So I'll do that again. And they're not even. One more time. That's better. See, my fingers are all pink. This guy already has the dimensionals on the back of him. I tried to decide if I was going to put this on the outside of the box or inside this sleeve. If I put it inside the sleeve, it would protect it, but it also, you wouldn't be able to see any 3D. It just would be flat. And I really like 3D stuff, so I'm going to put this on here, stick it down, and where do I want my bow? Do I want it in the middle of the tree? Under the tree? Top of the tree? Kind of like it down there. That makes my things too long, so I'm going to go like this. It's okay. They don't have to be flagged ends. I just like to flag them sometimes. And then because I really want this to stick well, my tree is not in the center. Because I really want this to stick well on the back of this bow, I'm going to put E6000 glue. Any other type of adhesive and the bow could easily come off. So I'm going to put a little bit on there. Stick this on here. I like that a lot. And then I'm going to set it aside for the E6000 to dry, and my little project is all done. Let me know what you think. I hope you're enjoying watching all these videos. The links for all the other girls will be in the description below, and all the supplies I used here will be in the description below also. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful day.